I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde. All right, we're in the wheels of life. And I'm going to prop up my phone right here. Prop it up. We're going to open up this little handy dandy book. And we're going to do our opening meditation. Let's sit back. We got a fat boy behind me. Opening meditation. From love were we made. When passion's waves our spirit sparked, and down we came into our mother's mater. To the pull of love calling us deep into the earth, as deep into the mother-father pushed. Deep into the womb we crawled, the warm, dark womb of earth and water, the womb of love, safe, dark, cradled, we grew. In the dark there was but one sound, the sound of life, the sound of love, the sound of the heart, beating, 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 beating. Hear it now in your own heart, its rhythms, pumping life and air and breath through every part of you, renewing you, breathing you in air, in space, in breath, in life. Feel it now at the core of you. Embrace it with your hands. Feel it yearning, crying, loving, hoping, healing. Feel it within you, old as you are, beating since the days from deep in the womb. Feel how long it's been there, always beating, never stopping, always beating, never stopping, always beating, never stopping. Do you love that heart? Breathe in deeply, drawing in the air as softness, depth, and wisdom. As you breathe, spirit comes within your heart and touches you, moving you, changing you. Deeply you accept as thirstily you drink. Be thankful for this vessel that receives. Faster now on waves of flame, we fling with joy up to the sky, above the earth, above the water, beyond the fire, into the air. We reach and spread our wings and fly, free to ride the winds, but soon get tossed about and cry. Where is the heart? Where is the heart? Where is my home? We listen for the beat and fly deep into its sound. We reach for ground, slowing down. We still ourselves to listen deeper. Quiet is the sound. Gently we reach for. The heart is tender. Softly we touch, for the heart is afraid. We open our hands to the love inside, to unite, to touch, to heal. Offer that love now. Ask for entry into your own heart. Listen deep and hear inside a silent sound. Anahata, anahata, anahata. Listen deep and breathe into the sound, the breath, the winds of healing. In and out. In and out. In and out. Inhaling that which is new, exhaling the old. Each breath renewing, each breath a wind within you and around you. Gentle zephyr, storm of life, winds of change. For what does your heart cry? For what does it long? And what does it find peace? Release its hopes and dreams to fly upon the wings of change, and then return on wings of love, fulfilled beyond your dreams. You are not alone. Your cries are echoed in 1,000 hearts the same. If you listen, you can hear them beating, beating, beating. Deep within each person, find the heart. Everywhere around you, find the heart. Deep within ourselves, we find the heart. Every time we touch the heart. With each one is love, awaiting sweet unfoldment. Release that love upon the winds of breath and reach beyond. Touch the hearts inside the ones you love and listen to their breath that whistles in and out. In and out. In and out. Like you, they laugh and cry and play. Careless rhythm through each day. Find the heart so like your own, hoping, healing, breathing, feeling. Let there be no sound of striking, only that of love and liking. Each unto the dance of love that joins the earth to worlds above, and joins ourselves unto each other, each one seen as sister brother. Within our hearts the seeds of peace lie awaiting sweet release. Upon the winds of change they fly, as deep within our hearts we cry, Anuhata, Anahata, Anahata, the sound of love. So that's the opening meditation, and we stopped at the chapter titled Infinity. Infinity is a term used in chemistry to describe the tendency of one substance to enter into and remain in combination with another substance. This occurs because of an intrinsic fit within the atomic structure of the substance. I'm going to clean my glasses. The result of affinity is bonding. When two substances with affinity for each other come together, they bond, forming a more permanent connection. Each has something the other is lacking. On a simplified level, it is the attraction of opposites seeking to balance themselves. Human bonding can be so similar to chemical bonding that we often refer to it as chemistry. We may not always understand why we feel drawn towards someone, but the feeling is there nonetheless, and it is often irresistible. Most often, the person that has something in his or her energy field that we want and need. If we're lucky, we have something they need too. And a bonding can occur, good for the duration of the affinity feelings. As the heart chakra is the center of balance, it is fitting that love itself arises, initially out of a natural tendency to merge and balance our energy with other living creatures. Often this balance can be analyzed in terms of chakras. We've all felt the nonverbal ads. White male 32 with dominant upper chakra awareness seeks grounded female, guaranteed to raise kundalini. Or black female, highly creative, seeks second chakra partner for TLC. While these ads are not written in words in the newspaper, they are broadcast at parties, and on our psychic senses pick them up, and each time we meet someone. This is not to say that we have affinity only for those who are opposite to us. Many times, finding someone that shares our views can also give us that feeling of affinity. The peaceful sense of validation that comes from finding one who understands. The energy we project outwards finds a matching energy reaching in. Again, our chakras both open and closed, are searching for balance. It is not based on polarity as much as the organism seeking enhancement for its next stage of unfoldment. The most important aspect of affinity, however, lies not in our chemical attraction to others, but in the development of affinity within the composite parts of the self. When we have this sense of affinity, we emanate a vibration that is loving, accepting, and joyful. This allows and even encourages others to find their own sense of affinity. So many people have minds that constantly war with their body. You're too fat. Work harder. Not until you finish this project can you rest. What do you mean you're hungry? I just fed you an hour ago. Many people take control of their bodies in a way that is harsh and unyielding. The body, too, can war with the mind, like a spoiled child constantly demanding attention. Feed me, I'm too tired. Then, like a child, it needs to be unspoiled, but in a way that is nurturing and supportive, making sure that the child gets the basic things it needs. Self-acceptance is our first chance to practice unconditional love. It doesn't mean that we have to give up striving to be better, but that our self-love is not conditional on some future or imagined change. When this occurs within our heart, it then becomes easier to accept others, faults and all, with the unconditional love of the heart chakra. With acceptance and compassion for ourselves, it then becomes easier to make personal changes. Affinity can also be seen as a vibrational quality. When we are in affinity, the harmonious state we feel gives coherency to everything we say or do, like the tones of a scale in harmonic resonance. We irradiate love because we have created a coherent center within ourselves, which in turn harmonizes the surrounding circumstances. In the organ of the heart, each cell is beating continuously. If we were to dissect the heart, each cell would continue to beat by itself. As soon as we put all these cells together with the other heart cells, as on a microscope slide, the cells shift their rhythm so that they are pulsating together. They enter a state of rhythmic resonance. Something we will discuss more fully in the 5th chakra. By tuning into our heartbeat, we tune ourselves into the resonance with the core rhythm of our organism and the rhythmic rhythm of the world around us. So how does one go about creating this sense of affinity? By taking a little quiet time to talk to yourself. All it really takes is checking in with yourself now and then. After I read these words, take time to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Say hello to your body. See if you get a hello in return. Begin a dialogue. Are there ways you could treat yourself better? Are there parts that need attention? Parts that dominate unnecessarily? Do you treat yourself as well as you treat others? Is it time you threw a party to show your appreciation, or do you need to just sit still and listen for a while? If there is strength in numbers, it is only when those numbers are united. We have many composite parts to ourselves. Our very strength lies in the unity and harmony within those parts. Only then are we able to effectively give to others. If those parts are all tuned in to the center, the heart of the organism, then they are simultaneously turned to each other and enter a natural state of affinity. This portion is called Healing. Consciously or unconsciously, every being is capable of healing himself or others. This intrinsic is inborn in insects, birds, and beasts, as well as in man. All these find their own medicine and heal themselves and each other in various ways. Sufi Inyata Khan. To heal is to make whole. If the heart chakra is the integrator and the unifier, then it follows that it is also the center of healing. Indeed, love is the ultimate healing force. As we come up to the heart chakra, we encounter the arms, upright. With arms outstretched, the body forms a kind of cross, the 4 points of which meet in the heart. Just as the legs are connected to chakra 1, the arms are an integral part of the middle chakras 3, 4, and 5. The inside yin channels of the arms contain 3 of the 14 Chinese energy channels called meridians. These particular meridians correspond to the heart, lungs, and pericardium, a loose sac covering the heart. Obviously, these are all relevant to the heart chakra, and they carry energy from that center down to the arms and hands. The channels of energy moving out from the heart toward the hands I call the healing channels, the means by which healing energy reaches out to others. There are also minor chakras in the hands. Hands are very sensitive extensions of the body-mind, having far more neural receptors than most parts of the body. The hands both create and receive and are sensory organs, pulling in as much information as the eyes and ears. They are valuable tools in the perception and control of psychic energy. Healing is the restoration of balance to an organism or situation. It is believed that all disease, whether caused by germ, injury, or stress, is the result of an imbalance that then fragments the organism and destroys its natural resonant affinity. Opening the heart chakra and developing compassion, connection, and understanding for those around you naturally gives to the urge to heal. The realization that we are all one dictates that, like a bodhisattva. We cannot advance alone while others are ailing. A bodhisattva is someone who is spiritually realized, but avoids crossing into enlightenment until others can follow, instead staying behind to teach. Like the bodhisattva, we find we must take the time to heal others as we advance along our path. This brings into balance the lure of spirituality and the need to remain in the physical world. Helping others also arises from the simple state of compassion, the center of the heart chakra. Through non-judgmental compassion for others, we cannot help but reach out in a healing manner. Our vision of the balance of all things underlies anything which is not in harmony with that balance. It is as natural as straightening a picture on the wall. One not need be a professional healer, doctor, or possess supernatural power in order to have their healing channels open. the natural urge to help an elderly woman across the street, comfort someone in tears, or rub a pair of tired shoulders is a potent expression of the heart chakra's healing energy. Many people forget the lesson of balance in their healing efforts. You might call them meddlers. To properly heal someone, it is necessary that they come into balance with their own energy, which may not comply with the healer's concept of correct. A true healer must tune into their subject, remaining grounded in her own energy, and allowing the subject to create his own sense of balance. The healer is merely a catalyst in the subject's own healing experience. When our heart chakras are open and balanced, our very presence radiates love and joy. This love is the essence of true healing. Breath, the heart of life. If your breathing is in any way restricted to that degree, so is your life. Michael Grant White. A normal human being inhales between 18,000 and 20,000 breaths per day, totaling an average of 5,000 gallons of air. In weight alone, this is 35 times as much as we take in from food or drink. We can go weeks without food, days without water, hours without heat, in extreme cold, but only minutes without air. How long can we go without thought? Breath, as related to the element of air, is one of the primary keys to opening the heart chakra. Air is also the most quickly distributed element in the body. Unlike food, which takes hours or even days to digest, each inhalation of air immediately enters the bloodstream. Oxygen must be constantly supplied to each and every cell, or the cells quickly die. For this reason, the body has a thorough and elaborate transportation system to distribute oxygen throughout the entire body. This is our circulatory system, mastered by the heart. Each breath nourishes and feeds the system. The full importance of the breath cannot be expressed by these simple facts. Aside from maintaining basic life functions, the breath is one of the most powerful tools for transforming ourselves, for burning up toxins, releasing stored emotions, changing body structure, and changing consciousness. Without breath, we could not speak, for air is the force behind our voice. We could not metabolize our food without oxygen. Our brain could not think. Breathing is grossly underestimated source of life-giving, healing, and purifying energy. Unfortunately, the average person does not breathe very deeply. A normal pair of lungs can hold about 2 pints of air, while the average person breathes in about 1 pint or less per breath. You can confirm this for yourself by taking a normal breath and then seeing how much more air you can add to it. While you're doing this, notice how it feels to breathe deeply. Notice what parts of the chest feel tight, how it constricts the breath and gives those parts some gentle massage, freeing up the chest and upper back through massage or emotional release helps to deepen the breath. Most intellectual activity, since it requires so little physical exertion, leads to shallow breathing, which then becomes a habit. Frequent fear, anxiety, depression, smoking, or simply polluted air also leads to habitual breath deprivation. This habit, once formed, leads to slower metabolism, lower physical energy levels, and builds up toxins in the body, all of which contribute to a self-perpetuating cycle. As our metabolism is lowered, we become lethargic, leading to greater reliance on conveniences such as driving when you could walk, ingesting stimulants for more energy, or smoking cigarettes to, paradoxically, stimulate the chest. None of these things helps the breath. The brain, too, relies critically on a constant source of oxygen. In the resting body, 1/4 of the oxygen consumed is used by the brain, even though it is only 1/5 of the body's mass. Hold your breath and see how long you remain conscious. The breath is also one of the few things in the body that comes under both voluntary and involuntary control. Involuntary, the breath contracts when we are afraid, a carryover from survival instincts. When holding the breath helped us remain undetected by dangerous creatures. Similarly, we can combat fear by forcibly deepening our breath, thus easing tension in our whole body. By exercising the voluntary aspect and consciously trying to increase our breathing capacity, we gradually make deep breathing a habit. The breath can actually change the body's structure, and once changed, the body hungers for increased oxygen supply. It is an evolutionary and healing-oriented process. The Hindus believe that breath is a gateway between the mind and body. Whole systems of yoga have been built on breathing techniques called pranayama, which are designed to expand consciousness and purify the body. When the thoughts are quiet, the breath is calm as well, and a soothing and healing rhythm runs throughout the whole body. The mind can also be calmed through control of breath. The flow of breath as it constantly enters and leaves the body is a dynamically moving energy field that continually fills your body's shape and returns formless again to the outside world. Pranayama techniques are designed to nourish the psychic and spiritual pathways in the body, such as the major nadis and acupunctural meridians. These channels are charged by this process and raise the subtle vibrations within the entire organism. Yogis make a distinction between gross physical ingestion of air and the subtle movement of energy that results from the breath. It is important in doing breath work to pay attention to the subtler movements that occur. We can then direct that energy towards specific areas or chakras through visualization or use of postures. So when I come on tomorrow morning, I'm going to do some breathing exercises, which I'm excited about. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day.